you have ever said, girl, now why did they do that? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to Hear Me Out with Karinna Sorelle. I'm Karinna Sorelle. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'm glad to be back. I know you guys are glad to be back. Thanks for showing back up again. This week, I want to talk about something that I know has to infuriate everybody. And what better time to talk about it than this week is because it comes around every 30 something days. 30 something days. Y'all, I'm telling you, the prices out here are getting ridiculous. Okay, not only do we have to pay for rent, utilities, phone bills, food, just the necessities, which I'm going to get into that in a few minutes. We have to pay for subscriptions. And I don't know about y'all, but recently since I started doing this, like the podcast and the website and all this other stuff, I have accumulated more subscription fees than Pokemon cards. And it has really not necessarily ticked me off, but it has made me sit here and think, why am I paying for all of this? Some of this stuff should be free. I was having a conversation with somebody back here ago. I think it was probably my mom. And I was telling her, yeah, I believe that lights should be free. I also believe that lights, water, okay, food, at some point food should be free. Like the fact that eggs, I was helping my mom order her groceries one time and I was like, eggs are $8? What kind of, them better be golden freaking eggs, okay? And I'm sitting here thinking, not only are we expected to pay for that, but we're also expected to pay for like school supplies, school stuff, like maintenance and stuff, deodorant, lotion, like body care stuff. Like, I just think that is so crazy. And the fact that the cost of living has went up dramatically is crazy. The fact that and that's the thing too. The fact that everything got high when I became an adult is crazy. I don't like that. Okay, we need to rewind, because I also feel like I just feel like I've been gypped. I have been gypped as a 20-year-old woman. I'm sorry, life has really shown its colors, and adulting has shown its colors, and I do not appreciate it. Okay, but back to the subscription part, because that's the part that really is the driving factor of this episode. So I have subscriptions that I just deem necessary and mandatory. I'm going to pay certain subscriptions, but others, and I'm going to tell you one that like doesn't really bother me because I don't really watch TV like that. I can go without Netflix. I can go without Hulu. I could go. Now, if you ask younger Nisha this, completely different story. I remember actually one time I was in piano class, and I don't know where my piano teacher was, but she wasn't in the room with me. And so I started watching Netflix because I'm like, I don't want to play the piano. And so I'm sitting there watching, I can't even remember what it was. Had to probably been like Orange is the New Black or something like that. And Netflix literally interrupts my show and says, yeah, you didn't pay us. Now, mind you, I was on my older sister's account. We're like 14 years apart. I messaged her so fast and I said, your Netflix is off. I'm like, I need you to pay this in a timely manner, right? And I also have a friend. Now that I'm older, I get it, right? But I have a friend who pretty much lets me use her streaming services if I ask, and she never really asked me like to like pay to watch her like Disney Plus or her Paramount. And so recently she asked me to use my Netflix, right? And not necessarily that I felt obligated, but it was like more like I want to help her out because she helps me out, right? But there has been so many times, especially within this month, that I'm like, I don't even watch Netflix. And I'm mostly keeping it on for her. But yeah, there's just certain things that I don't personally need. And what else that really irritates me too are those things where like you go to the store and they say, "Hey, do you want to buy this protection plan?" I'm trying to figure out when I was younger, and somebody needs to help me out with this. But when you buy something from the store, the protection plan, like I get there's a difference between a protection plan and a warranty, but I feel like that should come within the purchase. Why am I paying it? And Walmart is so bad at this. They tick me off. And it's like the purchase plan is maybe like $2 to $3. And then they add taxes on top of the purchase plan. And it's like that is a scam. That is a scam if I ain't seen one. Okay? And then what really makes me mad is though like Best Buy, right? So when I bought my Omnibook back in November, they asked me, "Oh, do you want to be like a Best Buy member? You know, like if your stuff gets broken or da da da." Like some of the part of the protection plan has stipulations, and I think that is crazy because that's not what I signed up for. That's not what you described to me, right? So back when my Omnibook had overheated, pretty much, I had went to Best Buy to get it fixed, and Best Buy was like, "Oh well, you have this protection plan, but it's not covered. Like what you need might not be covered in your membership." I was like, I was like, scam. You're a scam. That's like Microsoft 360, I think, or micro. It's something with Microsoft where you get all of this stuff included, but then they turn around and they limit certain things that's like in the I guess the higher plan. And I'm just trying to figure out why is there tiers? There should be one tier, one price. There should not be multiple tiers for multiple things. And I also feel like back to Netflix because that pissed me off too. With Netflix, why are we having commercials? That's a scam. That and Netflix don't just do one or two commercials. Like if it's an hour show, there should be two commercials at the beginning and two commercials at the end. Why is there like 7, 8 commercials within a 30-minute span? I was just watching a show on Netflix, and I think that's the reason why I had just hated fucking Netflix is they have too many commercials and people talk about YouTube. I've been stopped watching YouTube a long time ago. I don't know what it was about YouTube that just made me not like it because I used to be a huge YouTube girl. Like I'm talking about I used to be in love with YouTube music. I used to love getting on YouTube and watching my favorite people. But I don't know, like long form content just doesn't do it for me. I think my TikTok has really mentally fried my brain to the point where I need you to get to the point and I need you to get to the point fast. I don't like to dwell on certain things, and the fact that sometimes people take too long to get to the point is blowing my mind. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just annoyed with this whole subscription thing. And then they always get you at the first of the month. It's never a subscription. There's only one subscription I can count on my hand that is one of my mandatory ones, right? But it's like around like the 20th, the 21st when they want their money. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. That doesn't bother me. But like I'm trying to think of some of the subscriptions that I have. I know I have Netflix. I know I have CapCut Pro. I know I have it's something else that I have. Cause see, I don't subscribe to subscriptions. Okay, I'm just not doing that. I used to be a huge Hulu fan, but oh, I know what it is. It's Apple Music, and I'm about to get to them too. but they just kept raising their prices. And that to me is so infuriating. It's so annoying. Like, this is how I see it, right? If I've been a long-standing customer with you, right? Take Apple Music, for example. I've had an iPhone since 2018, okay? 2018, mind you. And I've had Apple Music probably around that whole time span. There's times when I have gotten my Apple Music cut off because I just refuse to pay the subscription fee. But for the most part, I I try to keep my Apple Music because I'm not a Spotify girl. But I'm telling you, with Apple and this increase, they about to lose a customer. Okay? And I'm the type of person, I'm still not gonna go to Spotify. If I was to leave Apple, I just take my chances with Pandora and just do because Pandora's like $5. I don't know. Do you still get like the commercials? I can't remember, but you can play like whatever you want to play on there. It's cheaper than whatever. I don't even know what Spotify has. Okay, and I'm not trying to figure. I feel like subscriptions should be no more than they should be no more than $10. If a subscriptions, and there's only one exception, but I'm not gonna tell y'all what subscription I made the exception to. But there's one subscription that gets the exception over the $10 limit. But everything else, if it's over $10, I'm not buying it. I'm just not, because Tubi's free. Pandora's free. There's so many other free options, and they have better content than the stuff that you subscribe to. And the part that really pisses me off is the people who sit there and say, "Oh, well," because it was this one girl who got on the internet and was like, "Yeah, Tubi needs to get like a subscription tier for the people who don't want to watch commercials," is because that was around the time when like Cartoon Network's old shows had just came on Tubi. And I'm like, no, girl, no. Don't be speaking for the population. We don't want that. And I'm so glad that Tubi stepped in and was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. And I respect it. I respect a company that keeps their consumers in mind when they think of the pricing. Because I feel like, and this has always been my philosophy, if the prices are cheaper, more people are willing to pay. If more people are willing to pay, you're getting that money. Okay? Don't be greedy. Just like Walmart. Let's get into Walmart, right? Walmart has this thing where you pay like, I have to ask my friend because I don't have it anymore, but she lets me use hers. I think you pay like $15 for their Walmart Plus subscription. And granted, you get a little bit of extra stuff. It's still not worth it to me. It's still not worth it, okay? Because then they'll turn around and ask you, "Oh, do you want to pay an extra $5 to get your stuff delivered within 2 to 3 hours?" No, that's what the subscription is for. Like, I get the free delivery and everything, but yeah, no. And then I want to talk about this too, because this kind of ties into what I was saying earlier, or what I've been saying to other people. One thing that really burns me up, and I've mentioned this before, is the tipping culture. Because I get it, we all are struggling out here. We all gotta, make this money and pay our bills and feed our families. However, it's the people who do these delivery services that just don't, it's just not clicking. I don't know what's not clicking, but it ain't clicking, okay? And the reason why I say that is because I was just talking to somebody yesterday, and we was talking about like tipping. And I was like, yeah, me personally, I'm not a tipper. And I'm going to tell you, okay, let me take that back. I'm a tipper, but I feel like for the people who like do DoorDash and stuff, they have made it infamous that they don't know how to follow directions. So why would I tip you if you're not going to follow my directions? I normally just wait until after. after I done got my food, after I seen your service, see how you communicate, that deserves a tip. But for people who don't have good customer service, who don't know how to talk to you, who literally do not follow your directions, why am I tipping you? I'm gonna tell you the people who deserve a tip. Okay, them people who work in restaurants, they deserve a tip. The people who sit on their feet for more than 8 hours a day deserve a tip. Baristas, waitresses, food line cooks, all them people deserve a tip. People who drive to like restaurants and stuff, pick up your food because they sometimes don't even have to get out the line. I don't think. I mean, out the car. I think some places they do. Probably some places they don't. It just depends, right? But those people do not deserve a tip, and they damn sure don't deserve like a $20, $30 tip because that's what they expect from you. And I get it. DoorDash, they're scamming all of us. You know what I'm saying? They're scamming the people who are ordering, and they are scamming the people who are driving. But don't be angry with me. You need to take that up with DoorDash. Matter of fact, actually, DoorDash just sent me this thing where they were like, we're up making our prices higher so we can accommodate for the drivers who are driving far away and stuff like that. Okay, fine, whatever. Right? Whatever, that makes sense. But for the people who be dry begging for tips, that just, it burns me up inside because it is so unnecessary. It is one of those things where it's just like, I can barely pay for the food that I got. What makes you think I can add extra money on? And my thing is, if an order's over, let me give it to you. If I make an order, say for McDonald's, and McDonald's is less than a mile away, I'm not tipping you. I'm sorry. Call it what you want. Call me being rude, disrespectful. I'm not tipping you. I'm sorry. I'm just not. Now, if it's farther, 2 miles, 3 miles, okay, fine, whatever. And you probably might say, just get up and go get your own food then. If I could, I would, right? I don't know. Personally, for me, I feel like people should be considerate of other people. Will that ever happen? That's like asking for world peace, right? But hopefully one of these days it will click, or somebody will make up a service where everybody can kind of get what they want. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody's not going to win. I know everybody's not going to agree. But at some point, we got to stand up as a community, as a human race, and get these companies together, okay? Because I think that they just be playing in our face. Because let me tell you another thing, too, that really irritates me, right? I just. The one thing that really irritates me is Netflix does this, and it pees me off. So they have that new rule implemented where they restrict pretty much how you share your passwords and stuff like that. And I just think that is so dumb. I think that is so stupid. I think they're greedy, okay? Real greedy. And I don't know who are the people who are working at these companies, but they need to bring it all the way back. Okay, we need to bring it all the way back because it's whatever team they have got to do better. So the fact that I have multiple different devices, right? So I have a laptop, I have a tablet, obviously I have a phone, I have a TV, and I have a desktop. And I have a friend who uses my Netflix. Now, for whatever reason, when I go to watch it on my devices, it always logs me out. No matter what device I'm on, it always logs me out. And I don't know, it's because my friend has like her own Wi-Fi thing, because the one that I'm using is kind of like a community Wi-Fi thing because it's like implemented into our like lease agreement here. I don't know, since it's like a private Wi-Fi thing, they think that I'm the guest and she's the primary holder, but it's not that. It's never been that. And that's going to make me mad because you have no business or no right. Like the other day, they told me, yeah, you get 14 days to use Netflix before we sign you out. The hell, you better not. Okay, look, I'm telling you, Netflix is a scam. Netflix is one of those things that is a scam. I just honestly and truthfully just hate subscriptions altogether. I hate the fact that like we have to pay for that. I feel like there should be a free plan. And I also hate free trials. The reason why I hate free trials is because I'll mess around and forget. Like, for example, I was not intending on paying for CapCut Pro. I just was not. And I'm still probably not next month. There's a certain reason why I keep it, right? They're trying to charge me $19 for CapCut. And it's like to edit the podcast and stuff, I technically don't need CapCut Pro, right? But for the things that I'm trying to do with my website, I somewhat need it. And in my head, I just cannot justify paying $20 for a service. I'm getting a little nervous, okay? Because, since it's the end of the month, they're going to be expecting that $20. And I'm just sitting here thinking, is it worth it? Because the service that I paid $20 for, they pretty much let me go the whole month and I can still use the service, and then boom, at the first of the month, they get their money. I'm happy and I just go on about my business and live my life. Other services, they will immediately cut you off. And it's just like, now why would you do that? I was going to pay you, but now you're not getting paid. Oh, let me tell you what else is a scam. Apple is a scam. Somebody said, if you buy an iPhone, why isn't Apple Music included? And I know you get like the first 3 months for free, but I personally think Apple Music should be free just regardless, or should be heavily discounted, especially if you're buying one of their Pro Maxes. Okay, think about it like this, right? You're paying $1,400 for a phone, and you're telling me that I have to turn around and pay like $11 every month for music? Yeah, no. Pandora's looking better and better to me. I'm sorry. I just feel like some of these companies have lost the plot. They have really lost the plot, and they have really lost me. And I just want to go back to when life was simple, right? Because, granted, I don't know. I ain't never had cable. But here, where I stay at, I'm pretty much debating or not whether I want cable. It's because, like right now, when I was growing up, I don't even think that you had to have like Wi-Fi or anything to watch TV. Nowadays, you have to have Wi-Fi, and that's the whole reason why I haven't watched any TV here in this in particular place where I stay at, because like I said, the Wi-Fi here sucks. Okay, and you're like probably telling me, just screaming at me, brother, well, just get your own Wi-Fi. No, because then that's an extra bill that I have to pay when the Wi-Fi here is free, right? So, I don't know. Personally, for me, everything is just such a waste. Everything is a waste. It's inconvenient, but I guess that's life for you. Life is lifing. Life is honestly and truthfully crazy when you think about it. It's because like 15 years ago, maybe even 10 years ago, it wasn't like this. I swear it wasn't like this. Like, I remember growing up and you could get like Netflix for like $5. What happened to that? What happened to the good days? Right? And I just think that it's just so ghetto that it had to happen. All of this had to happen when I got older. I'm sorry, but we need a new system. Please, somebody, come up with a new system. Come up with something where we can at least get a break. Okay. We need more options like Tubi, right? We need like a Tubi that's for like people who like horror or people who like romance or people who like action. I mean, all of it, granted, can be like under the same, I guess, umbrella like Tubi is, but we need more free options, okay? Because Pluto, even though I think Pluto is just like so limited because it's like cable, right? And they have the commercials built in and everything, whatever may have you. But I don't know, Pluto just seems like so limited. And I feel like the concept is there. Like it's really good. Pluto is really good if you haven't used it. But it's also very limited. Actually, let me tell you something else that Samsung does is better than Apple, and that's why I feel like Apple's a scam. You know, Samsung comes with Pluto included. And granted, I would never be an Android girl, but when I was an Android girl for a short period of time in my adult years, I was like, Apple could never. I don't even think that Apple gives you a service on their phones that's free, which is a shame because the camera quality is good, yes, but I don't want to pay for everything, and I shouldn't have to pay for everything, especially if I'm paying for a phone that's almost $1,500. I'm just saying, like, let me become like a billionaire, trillionaire. I would not be that greedy. I would not if I had like multi-million dollars. I would not be that greedy. I've never been that greedy. I've wanted money, but I've wanted money to like live comfortably. I don't want thousands of dollars that I'm not ever going to use. Think about it. Elon Musk, can't stand that man, by the way, is a trillionaire. What are you going to do with all that money? Literally, what's the purpose of it? I feel like there should be no such thing as trillionaires. I don't even think there should be no such thing as billionaires. I don't even think that people should have more than two houses. Actually, I don't even think that you should have no more than one house. Because what are you going to do with that? What are you doing with all the space? Like if the second house isn't to like, to accrued money, for like Airbnbs and stuff like that, then that's different, right? But the fact that people are around here walking around with money that they literally don't know what to do with and they're stingy about it is crazy. That is insane. It's insane that people have that much money and then we still have people on the streets not eating, having to beg. That's crazy. It's crazy that people have so much money that they don't know what to do with. But people literally, some people will never be able to buy a home, never be able to own their own cars, never will be able to pay off their medical bills. Like that is insane to me. And I know it's not just the United States. I know it's all over the place where, there is a discrepancy. But it just really infuriates me. It's one of those things where I sit back and I'm like, at the end of the day, you do know at the end of the day, when all this is said and done, none of this is going to matter. None of this is going to matter, from the houses that you have to the cars that you have. None of this is going to matter. It's all going to deteriorate. And the fact that they don't see, like the people who own all of these properties and people who own all this money don't see it, is crazy. But with that being said, it's almost around the time for me to end the episode. I just had to go on my little tangent for the week because I'm just sitting here thinking, not again. Not us at the first of the month, almost here. And not only do I have to pay for, and I know you guys feel it too. Like I know y'all feel it too, especially the ones who have kids who just recently had to, go back to school shopping and everything like that. Which that part really irritates me too, because why are we doing back to school at the beginning of August when bills have to be paid. But that's neither here nor there. We'll get into that some other time. But yeah, I know a lot of people are feeling it too. And I just want you guys to know I'm with you. I am standing with you, and I'm telling you, life has got so expensive, and it got really expensive after COVID. Like, I thought, it was pretty expensive before COVID, but baby, we ain't seen nothing yet, and it's just gonna get worse. It's really just gonna get worse. So be prepared. All I can say is stack your money if you're able to. Stack your money, love on the people that's around you, and I wish everybody the best. Ouch, I just hit my head on the microphone. But with that being said, I'm about to close out. I hope you guys have a great week. Stay positive, and hope to see you guys next week. Peace. And with that being said, until next time, thanks for hearing me out.